until live. I know many people that have had knee surgeries. All right, going live.
Going
Hello.
live.
You caught the end of my hoping that Steph gets better soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hilarity Save, Gaze and Feys, Treasures and Treason Talk Back. We're just going to get into a few questions, talk about our characters, talk about the first episode, all that fun stuff. But first, I am going to talk about Trans Lifeline, because that is who we are raising money for. We have a lot of different donation incentives in there that could make the story really fun. There is a $50 mimic, surprise mimic, that I'm really hoping someone does, because that's going to be fun. But you can add a +2 to a roll, give Bardic Inspiration, name an NPC, give advantage or disadvantage, have a random magical effect happen. So Trans Lifeline is a grassroots nonprofit offering emotional and financial support to trans people in crisis through their hotline and micro grants program. The hotline is run entirely by trans people for trans people, because they know that talking to someone who truly understands what you're going through can make all the difference. It is a very, very important organization. That is why I decided to have the fundraiser be for them. It is very important to me personally. As you know, working in education, I see a lot of baby gays and baby trans kids that need someone in their life that understands, that they can talk to, and adults as well. We all need to have somebody to talk to at some point, and Trans Lifeline is a great resource for that. So donation link should be in the chat coming up if it isn't there already. And we are going to get into some questions with friends. But first, let's introduce ourselves. I am Taylor. You can find me over at Hilarity Save RPG. That is my home base. I'm an illustrator. I'm a voice actor. I do a lot of different stuff. And I'm going to pass it on to Brina.
Hi, howdy. I'm Sabrina, aka BBEG Brina. And I'm just excited to talk about what happened, because last episode was crazy and it was just the first one. I'm gonna pass it to Britt.
Hi, hello. I'm Britt. I am from Dungeon Dropouts. Hello. I mostly do the back end stuff. I'm the tech wizard over there and do all the planning and calendars and all that good stuff. If you are looking for me, please don't. But if you are, you can find me on Instagram. That's weird. Don't be weird. BJ Michelle, that's BEEJAY Michelle. I'll be at Gen Con at the end of the month. I will be on Game Master Monday. We have our own stuff coming out. I'm here. I will be very, very visible for July. So if you want to see me, that's the best time to do it. Because after that, I'm going to disappear for a little while, because this is a lot. I'm just glad to be here with my friends in front of the camera, which I so rarely am. And I am not naked, I promise. I have on a tank top thing. I'm not naked, I swear. But if you donate, no, I'm just joking.
$5.
If you donate, I could be.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
we can't
popcorn
do that.
to
We'll define
Steph.
like-
That is not a donation incentive. It was a joke.
No, it is not. That's
How am I supposed to follow up that? I showed feet on my last actual plays, so if that's something that okay. Hi, I'm Steph. I just had knee surgery, so if you catch me in a weird position or making weird noises or being loopy, no, you didn't. I am playing Faggio, and I'm so excited to talk about what unhinged stuff we're doing and what we're going to be doing. Yeah, I'll pass it along to Blackwell.
All right. Hey, everyone. How y'all doing? My name is Blackwell, your everyman of the TTRPG/D&D verse here on the interwebs, and I'm here to show you that, hey, you can do this too. You can tell a fabulous story with some fabulous people, and then you head back to your 9 to 5 the following day. Or if you're like me, you got a 6:30, 7:30, 8:30 wake-up call from your residential kaiju. I play Sayer Othis. I believe that's how you say his last name. I haven't said his last name often enough. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk about what has happened. I'm going to pass this ball to Amelia.
Hi, I'm Amelia, also known as Amelia Malcolm. You can find me everywhere at Disabled Dystopian. But for the next, what is it, 4 weeks, GM?
The next week is our second week, but it's 4 weeks total. So next 3 weeks.
Okay. So for the next 3 weeks, you can just catch me here on Mondays and Wednesdays with my best friend as the GM and this amazing table. There will be more stuff to talk about later, about other places you can find me. But that's the best. Those are the best places you can find me. So for now, you've already done it. Good job.
You want to find us? Good job. We're right here. Hi.
Yes. You. While I am here, I'm going to be playing Nandipa Amazu, the Echo Knight Bard low-level multi-class of my dreams. And yeah, that's all from me.
Awesome. So I'm going to get into a couple of character questions. I think I have 3 of them. I have briefed them beforehand, so it's not a super surprise. It was not early notice though, so sorry about that. I came up with this an hour before stream, but I'm going to have you go through all 3 individually as each character. And I think that will be the best format for this. So, does anybody have a preference of going first, or does the teacher have to call on you? Okay. It's Amelia. Okay. I got like partway through the song and I was like, I'm not finishing the whole song. So it's Amelia. I just wiggled my hand really fast and stopped. So,
Great.
Amelia, why does your character's journey matter so much to you personally?
Is it okay if I actually do pass this to Blackwell because I've just remembered something?
Yes. Blackwell,
Cool,
now you're
Blackwell.
going
Yes.
first. Why does your character's journey matter so much to you personally?
I think that's the thing I'm doing right now. I'm trying to discover, like, why does this matter? We know why Sayer is in this building. Like, we all have the mission of kill the Draco Hydra. But what's their personal stake right now? And I think that's the fun part where I kind of go in with a baseline. Like, here's my foundation. I got my class. I got my race. I have this build. I have blips of a personality. I'm gonna make it up as you go along kind of person. If I give like a full, like, 3-page format of like, this is what my character is supposed to be, I feel like I put myself in a box. Like, I have to abide by these rules that I set myself out for, and that I showed everyone else. The most I can say is that Sayer wants to bring light and joy back into the land. That's like just the baseline of it. There might be more. There might be some funny things I do that I might send to you, GM, of like, could we do this? I had this crazy idea. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at right now with it.
Yeah, still kind of feeling out what his journey is and what that means.
Yeah.
I like that.
Every character is kind of like a fresh new face for me. Like, I could sit down and, say, what's your favorite drink? What's your favorite animal? What's your favorite distant? No.
His favorite animal has to be elephant. He worked so hard on making that little guy.
I have no idea what his favorite animal is. Because this is my first time playing an artificer, playing a bard. Well, no, it's not my first time playing a bard, but my first time playing an artificer who has like this sense of entertainment. I've never really played an entertainer. This is a brand new kind of like realm for me. All because, as a player, I want to try out different things. My mainstays are usually paladins, clerics, things like that.
Oh my God, same. I like
so this is it's less support and more like I'm a cleric with a gun.
Yes, that's how I play clerics too. It's like the cleric is now on the front lines. What are you going to do about it?
Mm-hmm. Just trying out different classes, trying something new out, just trying something different. Just trying not to get stagnated by it. And that's why I kind of like being loosey-goosey improv with my characters. Let's see what we can do. Let's make something funny happen.
Well, for the first time playing an entertainer, I really think that you've got the flash and the style and like the showiness of it down pat. The way that you describe things brings me joy and is a revelation every single time. Um, I have a second question for you, which is what does a perfect world look like for Sayer?
Sayer's a flirt. It's not that hard to see. In their idea of a perfect world, you can love whoever you want to love. You can flirt with whoever you want to flirt. You can perform wherever you want to perform. You can dance, you can sing. There is joy around every corner that you can think of. Maybe go home with someone tonight or somebody's. But the main thing is you're not alone. There's never a sense of loneliness. You have a community. You have somebody there for you. Somebody is always checking on you to make sure that you either made it home tonight, you have someplace to stay, something. Because no one wants to be alone.
That's so sweet. I love this character. And this question stressed you out before stream, but what would Sayer's theme song be?
You know what? This ball getting a little heavy. Amelia, you ready for this? Because I don't
No,
got
you
a
gotta
song.
gotta do it.
The
You pulled
problem
out a
is,
couple songs like during the first episode. You could pull from those.
I mean, because I got to really think, like, what does someone who believes in light in life, in joy and wonder, what would their theme song be?
May I suggest one? It's gonna be terrible, but may I suggest one?
I'm gonna say
Don't
no,
take their suggestion.
Yeah.
because when it comes to stuff like this, when it comes to like music, things like that, while I'm terrible at it, if I'm picking a song, it's for a very hyper specific thing. Like,
Mhm.
even if it's in another language, it's like these are the lyrics. This is what we're symbolizing. I'm good at saying like what characters they sync up with. Music is I gotta sit down for a couple hours. Let me see what's through my MP3, MP4 folder.
We can come back to you if you want a little time to look at it. And
Yeah.
we can pass it to Amelia.
Yeah.
Amelia,
Um,
what does your character's journey mean to you personally?
So for me, my character's journey is this is an allegory. We know this is an allegory. We've made it fairly clear this is an allegory. I think my character's journey is the least violent way that I would dream or hope that I would have handled the non-allegory, like the real version of this. Um, this character was very much inspired by like Michael Jackson Super Bowl performance era where he actually couldn't sing a song and had to wait for people to stop screaming before he could get into an actual like performance, you know. um the kind of artist we don't have anymore where people have ambulances at their shows because they know people are going to scream and pass out and all that other kind of stuff. There will never be another MJ. There just won't. We need to stop having that conversation. And my hope is that in a world that was going through what this allegory is allegorying to, that I would have been this person. Um, because to lean into the realism of that, during those times, the FBI was kind of stalking MJ, trying to find something to arrest him over, and they never did. And the
Just
one
couldn't
thing,
catch that guy. Couldn't
yeah,
get him. Couldn't get him on anything.
and the one thing that he's like been accused of, he also was found not guilty of in a proper court of law, regardless of how many documentaries people make or fake documentaries people make about him. And I think on some level, if we lived in a world where someone like that could also then turn around and be a revolutionary leader in a physical sense, I think that would have been who I dreamed I could be.
I love that. And our next question is, what does a perfect world look like to Nandipa?
Nandipa's perfect world is she is not a person who thinks in the grand scale. She does, but she does it in the smallest way. It's if a wall's in front of her, like what we're currently looking at, she's not thinking about how do I break down the entire. She doesn't look at the wall and say, how do I break this down? She's looking for a crack. And she's just going to give her all to that one crack. And if that crack can break a hole, then then the bigger hole is just more weakness in the wall itself. She is not detail oriented, but intimate in her thought process. Bringing him down is not to change the world, it's to change her world. In her world, nobody is suffering under his reign. In her world, the sickness that he is causing is gone. And in her world, the courts can go back to being whatever they were before. And if they become a problem, then they'll take care of them just like they took care of Rigoreth. She just wants to lie down with her lovers and drink and sing with her friends and for everyone to be okay. Because if what's the point in having an audience if your audience is suffering?
Yeah. And what would be Nandipa's excuse me. Gosh diddly darn it. Okay. What would be Nandipa's theme song?
So she actually has 3.
Fantastic. Give me all of them.
Yeah, she fully has 3. One of them is Dirty Diana, but it's less in like it's less in a talking about another woman and more she wants to be Dirty Diana.
Fantastic.
It is They Don't Care About Us, because of course it is. I've modeled so much of the look and vibe off of like a punk rock twist on Michael Jackson, who already was kind of punk rock in his own way anyway. And then the last one is Monster by Paramore.
I love that song, and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. That is what makes her who she is. She is all of the swagger and sexiness that I can construct of an MJ with my own brazen boldness and forwardness and all of the edge and anger of I'll stop the whole world from turning into a monster. Like, and now that you're gone, the world is ours. That is exactly what she thinks every time she looks at Rhaegar.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And we are going to bounce it to Steph.
Hi.
Hi, Steph. What does Faggio's journey? Why does that matter to you personally?
I think Faggio is a little bit of a. I don't know. I think about my place in. I think about my place in the revolution, I guess, a little bit of like, what can I contribute to make this world a better place, and how can I step up and protect the people that are fighting the fight, and how can I sit back and listen when I need to, and how can I engage. And I think Faggio is kind of an extension of what I want to be doing with my life, I guess. And what I think I, valiantly, like a valiant version of what I want to have the courage and bravery to do in my life, to protect people who are disenfranchised and people who are suffering. So I think Faggio is like a manifestation of what I feel like I should be doing to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what does a perfect world look like to Fagio?
I think so. Kind of my idea for Fagio was a guy who was perfectly blissfully unaware of kind of what was going on in the world until it happened to someone close to him. And then his eyes were opened to see all of the suffering, and not just the suffering of his partner, but the suffering of everyone, and realizing that yeah, I think his perfect world is to be with his partner, and his partner to be healthy and happy and safe, and to go back to performing, but also to kind of like what Amelia said was so beautiful, that like to what's the point of performing for a crowd that's suffering is like, it's not okay. So I think he realizes that he was being a little selfish. So I think a perfect world for him is one where everyone is okay and everyone is free from sickness and free from this like crushing debt. And I think a perfect world for him is him achieving his greater purpose of helping people.
I love Fagio so much.
He's a big boy. He's just a guy.
Just a big guy.
And everyone should be embraced into his warm, big bosom.
His big oily bosoms.
Big oily, steel-plated bosoms.
Yes. What's his theme song? Speaking of oily and steel-plated,
I like 80s, like 80s, like glam or whatever, that kind of rock, like ballads, like power ballads, is very. I don't know a ton of them, but my first instinct was Eye of the Tiger, and then my second instinct was It's All Coming Back to Me Now by Celine Dion, with like the guy, like he's the guy in the music video with like the lightning and running around on his motorcycle.
Wasn't that like paired with Meatloaf? Because I think that's fantastic. I have a song that immediately came to mind.
Please.
And you should listen to Dio, Rainbow in the Dark, because
I will.
That is 80s power metal, and it reminds me very much of Fagio.
Just the word rainbow, like Rainbow in the Dark, is so Fagio coded already too. That's so good. I will check it out.
Wonderful. And we're gonna pass it to Britt.
Hello.
Britt, what does Kieran's journey matter to you personally?
Most characters that I play, I feel like I pull a lot of like personality, a bit of myself. It's always very me coded, I feel like. And so I think it's multi-layered. I think with Kieran being a cleric, with their story kind of being about having been like on the inside and trying to make a change now from the outside, I feel like with myself having grown up like in an evangelical situation, luckily I knew I liked girls since I was little. My first kiss was a girl named Paradise in the kindergarten bathroom at our Christian school.
Hell yeah. That's the gayest shit I've ever heard.
It was a match made in heaven. So I've always known. So I was lucky that I never really fell into that trap very specifically. But even with that, there are still like some beliefs and things like that were, when you grow up in an evangelical household, especially like a household of color, a Black evangelical household is just very different. And growing up, there was a lot of unlearning that I had to do. I was never a bigot or anything, but there were certain things where I was just like, oh, that's not the way that you're supposed to like look at that. So I think there's always a little bit of like religious guilt that I have that I'm still kind of like deconstructing and working through. Um, and so when was creating the idea and just even like just the allegory for like the Reagan era and things like that. Growing up in a Black household, being born directly after that entire decade, and just like the stories you hear. I grew up in Compton, so we had a lot of stories of just like what it was like during that time and having cousins that were on drugs and living alternate lifestyles and things like that, and the things that I saw firsthand. It really was important to me. I think that I brought all of those things together, and so, like I said, it's tackling like the religious guilt part of it, but also kind of feeling like, in a way, when you play these games, you kind of not undo the harm, that's not the right way to say it, but you imagine an alternate world where you could have saved the people that you loved in real life, or you could have stopped it for whatever reason. Um, and then, yes, I think that was just kind of where I was. And I've never played a cleric before, so, doing something new was also like a challenge that I figured I should, if I'm gonna go for it, let's just go for it.
Absolutely. And I love clerics, and I hope you like playing a cleric because
We shall see.
I
A
love
war
I
domain cleric is very different from a regular cleric, so I'm very excited because she can do some cool shit, and I am excited.
Oh yeah, that is the frontline cleric. That is the
Mhm.
I'm going to talk about God and then you can meet him kind of cleric.
Exactly.
Um, and what does a perfect world look like for Kieran?
Yeah. I think for Kieran, a perfect world goes a little bit further than just everyone being okay for her. I think something just in real life that I kind of think about all of the time is like we have conversations about like reparations and like giving people things for the pain and stuff that they've been through. And the other side of the conversation I always think about is like, and then what? Like, okay, so we've given all these reparations to all these people that have no idea how to manage them, don't know what to do with them, don't know the first thing about having all this money or all this land, and then you just set them free. That is just going to bring ruin across the board. So I think for Kieran, it's more so like the dragon has been defeated, but then there is organization and there's care and there's community that comes after that so that they can rebuild the world rather than thinking they can just ride off into the sunset. I think that's partially because Reagan is very type A, like me. So there's always like a very like there needs to be organization and a plan. So I think for her riding off into the sunset is like that would be nice, but in her gut, she knows what it really is. It's like the work will begin when we bring him down. And I think for her, she would be excited to get to that part of the rebuilding afterwards.
I love that. I love the like within each of these characters knowing that this is not the be all end all and that there is still things to do afterwards, because
Yeah.
I feel like our like character pool has done a very good job of showing all of the sides of activism,
Mhm.
and that warms my heart.
Yeah.
And if Kieran had a theme song,
Yes.
what would it be?
That's a good one. Ooh. More character focused than story focused. I don't know if anyone knows who Snow Wife is, but I am obsessed with that American Horror Show song. Listen at your own risk. But I feel like just character wise, I feel like those are the vibes. Listen at your entire own risk. I recommend starting with the music video, but just be warned, trigger warning.
This whole thing that we're doing is a big old trigger warning.
Big
So
old trigger
you know
warning.
what? It's it. And Brina.
Hey.
Ooh. um, what about your character's journey? What about Amaya's journey means so much to you?
Yeah, I think similar to Britt, I put a lot of myself in characters, and something that I've talked about on the internet a bit before is that I feel like every character that I make has a part of me that I don't love or accept completely yet. And I think with Amaya, that has to do with like your gentleness, your kindness, your softness is not canceled out by your anger, and like understanding that. Because she is light and good, and that can be like her central thing, but she's also angry and she wants to destroy things, and specifically destroy the things that are destroying what she cares about. So yeah.
I love that. And what does a perfect day look like to, or what would a perfect world look like to Amaya?
I think for Amaya, obviously she wants this guy gone. But like I've said before, she cares a lot about the past. And one thing about the past is history is written by the victors, right? And she wants everybody, like she wants the people to be the victors, all types of people, and not just the rich from these trickle down economics to be the victors, because she loves culture and she loves people. And I think most of all, she wants everyone to be able to dance in the moonlight without having to feel constantly the burn of Starfire, you know?
Yeah. Ugh, she's so good. She's so good. What is Amaya's theme song?
It's I first I wanted to try and find something more classic, but I'm going with Noah Kahan. It's Orbiter.
I love Noah Khan. As a former New Englander, I love Noah Khan. That's beautiful, and I love that. What NPC would you like me to answer these questions for? And
For
I will say, Fox Lady's off the table. We haven't met her as much quite yet, and I don't want to give away any spoilers.
Gorgo,
Aurelius. Aurelius,
Gorgo?
please. Please not Gorgo.
Please,
Gorgo's
Gorgo, I
theme
love
song
him.
is a song he was singing to himself. I'm Gorgo. Yeah, I'm Gorgo. That's Gorgo's theme song. Aurelius. I love Aurelius, and what about his story that means so much to me is I think that there are so many opportunities for people to be beacons of light, even in small ways. And creating a man that is literally a beacon of light, that is supportive, that has a, that is queer, that has a lovely partner, that like is wanting to do as much as he can and not necessarily need to be the hero, is what I wanted to put into him. Especially with the like, he's made too much of a ruckus in order to go in here, or else he would be the one risking himself. But this being successful means more to him than himself doing it. And that's really what I wanted to drive home about him, and what means a lot to me within his narrative. Unfortunately, we may not see like a whole lot of him for the rest of this time, but ooh, who knows? What a perfect world would look like to Aurelius is a world where everyone can be like their own hero, their own beacon of light. They can come into their highest form of themselves, that they can have a community that can show itself in the sunlight and be at peace. I think this man just wants to be at peace more than anything. And I think a perfect world is one where he can just be himself and relax, and everyone else can do that too. And his theme song, I wasn't prepared for y'all to pull out Aurelius. Let me pull up my Spotify.
Really? Your main primary NPC other than the big bad? You weren't prepared for that one?
Well, I was more prepared for like the people you had met at the party, because I had something. It's definitely gonna be a Sammy Ray and the Friends. I think it's Coming Home Song by Sammy Ray and the Friends, because that song just means a lot to me as a person in my heart, and the way it makes me feel is the way that I feel like Aurelius wants to make people feel, where it's like you sometimes you're messy, sometimes that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself, because shit's bad. And I think that would be Coming Home Song is just such a beautiful song and one of my favorite songs. So definitely give it a listen if you haven't. But yeah, he's
Can you send it to me? I've never heard it
yes, I
before.
can. Yes, I can.
All the
Sammy Ray and the
songs that
Friends
we
is lovely.
I'm
all the
pulling up
songs that we
all
heard
his
today.
songs. Yeah, I'm like,
Uh,
who knew playlist?
Speaking of songs, because I have to go soon, I don't have a song, but I do have a quote.
Beautiful.
And I think I work better with quotes versus songs at times. For those who know this might sound very familiar, but for those who don't, I'll tell you at the end. From the simple pleasures of tucking into a hearty meal or collapsing into a comfortable bed, to the grand triumphs of visiting legendary lands or finding true love, you deserve all the joy in the world. There's so much more that life has to offer, so much to be treasured and shared with those we hold dear. So promise me this: come what may, you won't give up on your happiness. When you're out there fighting tooth and nail, it's all too easy to forget. But in the end, your passion will be the greatest strength of all. Remember that.
I love that. That is, I know I've said I love that after everybody said things, but like that's I script, okay? And my brain is like, but I mean it every single time.
You read that so beautifully, Blackwell.
It's from
Right?
Final
You gotta
Fantasy
like
14. It's from
That was-
Cryo. If you haven't played it, you should go play it. But I gotta go. I'm booked and busy, y'all. So
bye.
it was a pleasure being here. Catch y'all later.
Bye, Blackwell.
See you Monday.
See y'all Monday.
See you Monday. So I want to know what your guys' favorite moments from last episode was. Let's have a little powwow about last episode. Let's have a little talk.
Ooh.
I think for me, it was Kieran getting swept up by who might be Aurelius on the dance floor, because everyone else was getting involved in their own sort of thing, and Kieran was like, we need to stay on mission, and we're like, well, we are, but also, you know, so it was nice to see Kieran be sort of like danced into a moment of brevity.
So you have a theory that Intridal is also Aurelius in disguise.
Yeah, but also my memory's not very good, so
That's fair, and also that's fair because he has like the golden freckles and the golden eyelashes, and like
And
is
Tridal's-
cunty like Aurelius.
He's the like treasurer guy, right? Is that what you said?
Mhm. He's the court treasurer. He handles the money, the tributes coming in to Rigorath. And he's also got that fun little tattoo going on that means he might be a double agent. He might be a
yeah. He gives me a mixture between Luthen and Mon Mothma vibes, which is not a reference you'll understand yet. But you can mention it later to you know who, and they'll know what I'm talking about.
Yep. I'll ask him.
Yeah. Because definitely the vibe of like, oh, you're inside, but you also don't want to be inside, but you're inside. Yeah. Like that's why I think they're the same person. But I think that like this other identity that we met at the party is the one that's like the face that they put on when they're not, you know.
Fair. I like hearing theories. Brina.
I really, really loved Baggio's moment with Rose. Is that her name?
He
I
he
did
called
never
her the
ask her name, so I've just been calling her Little Rose. I
I've
realized
got
after that, I was like, wow, that's so rude. I did not ask her name.
I mean, honestly, with the state of the way that she is in, she might have preferred it that way. But
Yeah,
Taylor's pulling up
anonymity.
her notes. Taylor's pulling up their notes real quick. Fun fact, I don't know if anybody who was watching on Monday caught it, but I accidentally said Ogarath exactly once because that was the original name for the dragon before I was like, no, we're making it blatantly Reagan. So the NPC you were talking about is Variel. Variel Stormcloak.
Wow.
It was just so beautiful, and I was rewatching it because I'm making a TikTok of it, guys, and so I was like finding these cute moments, and I literally just was sobbing rewatching it. It's just so sweet, and it's just I love how strong Faggio is, but also like how like soft, and it makes my heart so warm.
Yeah.
If I
Faggio's a
may,
guy we need in our life at all times.
I wish I
Yes,
had a
Amelia.
Faggio in my life.
if I may, this isn't a favorite moment. This is just a character decision. With consent, yeah, Nandipa's gonna pounce on Faggio when this is over.
I got that vibe.
Yeah, she said it. She said it early on. You can't talk to me until this is over. She meant it.
Beautiful.
I really loved Brina, your moment with there was like I might be remembering things out of order, drugs, but I feel like when you just that moment where you like consigned yourself to become one of the mates. Like I didn't realize you were gonna do that. Like it felt like it came out of just like you just decided that was the best way to do what we needed to do, and you were going to make that sacrifice, and you just like your whole acting was just like really emotional, and I just thought it was really beautiful. Then you rolled the con save to not throw up. Like I just thought that was all so, I don't know, it was really in character, and it was like I was really locked in a way that felt like you really understood what your character needed to do in that moment, and I thought that was really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It made me happy. It also makes me happy because I get to play with the match, with like the match stuff. And I'm gonna make you suffer. It's gonna be good.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I added con save not to throw up to an upcoming campaign after that because I was like, oh, that's too good.
I love a good con save not to throw up. It brings me joy.
Remember
Britt,
that on Sunday.
Well, no. What was your favorite moment?
Probably. Oh, that's a good question. The moment that sticks out in my mind the entire time is Faggio being like, I get that a lot. And I've been stemming that for the last 2 years.
I don't know if that's because of the moment or because we later clipped that moment and put it on social.
I specifically asked for that. I specifically asked for that.
Tim Curry moment.
Oh yeah,
that is the moment that has stuck with me. But I think I always like a good getting dressed montage. So just hearing what everybody has on, and then Brina when Amaya was making like the mask and stuff like that with the glass blowing, that is also a special interest. I love Blown Away. So I was just like, ooh, and then so when they're like, oh, what's your favorite glass color? I was like, ooh, I don't know. I always think about that too. Which one would be pretty? Because it never looks the same after they blow it. Yeah, I think that between that moment and then the getting dressed montage is always my favorite.
People had some great outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I couldn't have a like all LGBT table and not let you guys have the content fanciest of outfits, that's a crime. Pretty sure I would have been arrested right then and there.
See, that's so funny because I've done that plenty of times.
Well, for this specific thing, you know, like you see
I'm
the
just
backdrop,
joking.
you know the
Gaze and
vibe.
Fays,
Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
We were
It's-
going to
it's-
the ball, like we couldn't skip it.
yeah. I do want to say thank you for putting that in there because I don't normally get to do cunty because that's not part of my brand, but getting to switch it up was
I'm in
kind of
Goku
awesome.
shorts right now. I'm also not usually cunty, so it's very fun to
I'm wearing
like
a glitter tank that says father figure, so I think I hit the cunty for today.
Steven
Steven
Universe,
Yeah, you did
Universe.
it.
who walked so that Owl House could run.
Wait, I think I have him right here.
Hey, Steven.
Oh.
And your friends.
Aw,
He looks
that's
terrifying.
cute.
This scary
Aw.
He
guy.
does. He looks possessed.
Now he definitely does that.
I think my favorite moment is my favorite non-serious moment when I got to play the horse. I'm so excited that I got to play the horse. That made me so happy.
Unicorn.
And I could do the unicorn.
It's
yes,
a unicorn.
sorry.
Name Raul. Respect.
I cannot fit through the window. And I love having that accent and I love doing that. And I love being a ham. So thank you for giving me a vessel for my hamminess. And I think my favorite serious moment was that's really hard because the whole thing, I really liked dropping the dance command on you guys and watching you guys go, oh fuck. Like I liked watching you guys through this party realize that this is not a party, this is a performance for him. And I can't wait to play with that more. I can't wait to for you guys to find out the little secret about him that I have that you haven't discovered yet.
Ooh.
Shout out to my lovely partner. Every time I talk to him about this kind of stuff, he helps me come up with worse things. Love that man. I bounced ideas. We were literally talking until like midnight last night because of like I was talking about this and then a different campaign that I want to play. And then he just asked questions and I'm like, oh my God, what about this? And he's like, yes, do it that way. And I'm like, yes. And we're just evil and we scheme together. So congratulations. There's another element that you guys get to discover later on. But I'm very excited for you guys to go through the party a little more. Obviously we're all trying to get to the horde and that will happen, but there's a couple of like NPCs and stuff and like there's some stuff that you can figure out in the ballroom that will help you later on. But who am I to tell you how to infiltrate, you know?
Yeah.
If you want to go straight for it, go straight for it. Does anybody have fun theories about like the Shard of Miracles, how that's gonna work? About the horde, like where that is, or like how to get to it. Any theories about NPCs? Because we heard one about and tried all, which I really liked.
I don't believe in the shard.
Oh.
You don't believe the shard is there?
No, because if I'm Rhaegareth and I have something in my possession that grants wishes, I'm using it. I understand dragons have hordes, but the idea, I mean, but that's just me when it comes to bad guys having things that grant wishes, is like, okay, then how are there heroes still left to oppose you? And it's like, oh, because there has to be, because that's the story, stupid. And I'm like, yes, but that doesn't make sense, because if you can grant wishes, it's gotta be like, yeah, it's gotta be some sort of like a monkey's paw, or it's sentient, it doesn't like him. I need to know why he hasn't used it before Nandipa would just like, Nandipa would still make use of it. She just wouldn't use it to try to unmake him. unless it was very clear from like talking to it, like if there is a person in there that it's like, oh no, you want to end him, great, let's do this, like, because otherwise she's like, this thing can grant him a wish and he hasn't used it yet. With everything he's done, he hasn't made wishes on his own. It almost sounds like a trap to lure people in, and then it's like, well, thank you for falling for that trap, you're my meal or something. Like it's gotta be, I'm not saying the guy who told us was a liar. It just, yeah.
It's like some sort of like false or non-complete information thing going on.
Yeah. But that's just because when people can be granted wishes, unless there's clear limitations on what that wish is, I'm like,
I think in my head, rich people hoard the ability to grant wishes all the time. It's called lots of money.
True. True.
So I think it kind of makes sense to me that this person, who won, as we see every time we make fun of him, he's like, yes, haha, people usually have to say nice things about me. Like I think he genuinely believes that he's untouchable.
Yeah.
So it feels like he keeps this as a prize for himself. Like you'd have to make a wish to get rid of me, but I have it, just like you'd have to have $1 trillion to probably get rid of Elon Musk, but he has it,
Yeah.
Right. But on the flip side of that, if Elon Musk could grant a wish, he'd wish that he could actually be a gamer so that gamers would actually like him and he wouldn't have to hire people to make profiles on video games in his name. or that people could like him. So I'm just
His
like,
kids would like him.
yeah, or that he would look more like an actual human being, or that his father would respect him.
Or that his wife would come back.
Oh,
I just don't think somebody who has the ability to just alter reality in a way they want, even if they have everything, wouldn't still do that.
Maybe he can't
Like,
use it.
Yeah, like that's what I'm wondering.
Maybe
Is like,
there's
is
something
there a
that keeps
reason
him-
why?
Yeah.
Is it secretly a genie that's just like, no, get the hell away from me. I will never grant you a wish. Is it,
Maybe the stone is the friends we made along the way.
maybe,
I have a theory. Oh, go ahead,
no,
Diva.
you go.
I didn't know if
Go.
you. Okay. My theory is that he wants us to fight him. Like that's entertainment to him. So I think like because he doesn't like care about people bringing in weapons. He doesn't care about people bringing magic items. The only thing that got snatched was something that like could definitely probably kill him. And so I think in my head it's like, oh, he wants to have somebody try to do a revolution so he can show everybody you can't. There's no hope. You should stop.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I think I agree. Yeah. It's very much like when something is centered, and I'm not saying that our adventure is, but like when there is a MacGuffin, if the bad guys know about the MacGuffin or if the bad guys have the MacGuffin, then my question is, why haven't you used it? Like that's always my question. I'm a One Piece fan, and I have that same thought when it comes to that IP as well. But
So
Britt,
we're.
do you have any
Oh, yeah.
theories?
There you go.
No, I don't think we've gotten far. I have no idea what's going on.
the head
It's so
tilt
funny.
with the
I
slow.
used to be someone with everything that was constantly, especially I'm super into like Marvel and stuff. So I would always be looking for like theories and like what I think is gonna happen next and stuff like that. And that just sucked all the fun out of it. So now I am literally one of those people that I am just like along for the ride. And whatever happens, I'm surprised by everything. It should be right in my face. And I'm like, oh no way. Yeah, I'm just here for the ride.
Love that.
That brings me much joy. We're gonna wrap up here pretty soon. Does anybody have any last thoughts on theories or fun things that they want to talk about the game?
I have a question. Oh, Britt.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I completely forgot that we were even supposed to be getting matched at this ball. So
Me too.
I would really,
Me
I would
too,
really like for
actually.
us to actually get into that next. I completely spaced on that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
I think that that'll be really, really fun. And if we get like a little date montage, like I'm here for it.
Speed
Yeah.
dating.
Yeah.
Oh
Little,
yes.
Oh my god, like
just a
little itty
little
bitty
bit of Love
uncomfortable tables in
Island.
the middle.
Yeah, just a bunch of high tops.
Um, I have one thing, and it's more of a character spotlight. I know that
Mhm.
we've all given you compliments, Brina, but the way that like you have found a way to play, I think the hardest part to play in this, which is a believable innocence, or like a believable innocent, rather. Like there is something about Amaya that is like, I am not, she is not uncorrupted or like innocent to everything going on around her, but like you can look at my character and tell, oh, I mean, the eye patch, the this, that, the attitude, there's something about all of us that is very much like we are better suited to bring down the current structure and to like maybe try to create the next structure, but that should probably be left to other people. At least that's the way Nandipa thinks. But then there is an innocence to Amaya that is like, you could be the person to actually walk people through the new door, or like through the hole in the wall once it's broken. And I just have to say, well done.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think all I gotta say is joy is revolutionary too, you know?
I love that.
Yeah. We're all playing some version of like a tragic or a grizzled or a scarred, like, you know, forgive the reference, Taylor. We're all playing some version of Cassian Andor, and then you're over here like, I'm kind of Luke. And like, I don't have to be here for the dark and scary part, but I'm still gonna, like that's how it feels to me. Is like, we're all the and you're the but in the best way. I love this character so much, and I want to remind our GM when we come
Yeah.
back that
Mhm.
technically Amaya does have a softly blue glittery Echo Knight right behind her at all times, trying to fit in sort of like an aura, not like a shadow, but like an aura, like, you know.
Like they're in the same space in The Sims kind of a situation.
Yes, exactly. Very much like anybody comes close, this motherfucker is armed. And it's like, I will protect this sweet baby.
I think you guys underestimate her. If you could see my character
Oh,
sheet, I mean Taylor sees it.
oh yeah. This
They
isn't
know.
about me thinking that you can't do something. This
You're a
this
level
isn't
5
about,
sorcerer, so.
yeah, no,
All
you're just as
combat
capable as
spells,
the rest of
baby.
us.
Ooh.
Nandipa very quickly went, oh, you're the one that I think I would actually bother protecting. Like, other than Sayer, my literal music partner, you are the person that I would like bleed for. So that's why, she made that choice.
I really love that Amaya is exemplifying that you can hold on to your kindness and your sweetness and your whimsy and still fight back.
Yeah.
And that's very important to me, who is also a whimsical creature. So I appreciate that message. And with that, please, 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 everybody out there, donate if you can to our Tiltify. We're still waiting on our first donation. I'm really, 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 really hoping that we can make our goal by the end of these 3 weeks. It's very, very important to me. It's a very important cause to a lot of people out there, and it would mean the world if we could make that happen. Trans Lifeline is fantastic, and I can't say enough about that. And with that, I think that we can take it out. Good night, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.
Bye.
Goodbye.